Cześć, siemaneczko, witam serdecznie, jestem Bartul, to jest 35. materiał z Greedfall. Zanim zaczniecie oglądać, łapka w górę, ewentualnie łapka w dół. Zostawcie też suba, jeżeli ktoś jeszcze nie subskrybuje mojego kanału, będzie na bieżąco z filmami. Rozpoczynamy misję Próba Wody. Idziemy porozmawiać tutaj z Glandem.
Greetings, Katasak.
Bertirtumat, what can I do for you?
How is my cousin doing?
He's filled with dread as death approaches. Forgive him his mood swings. He's such a young boy, and he had so much desire to live. Thanks to my treatment, he suffers less. But his disease is getting worse, and I don't know what to do. It would take a power far superior to mine to break the grasp of this evil.
I'm looking to meet Enormil Frichterman. I went all the way to the village council.
But they did not let you speak to Glendan the Elder.
Precisely. They said that only the friends of a member of the council might enter.
And my word was not enough. It seems that I must be a Mal to be heard.
Do not be sad, daughter of Bloodnid. One day you will be as great a chief as your mother. And you too will have a seal. This seal will allow you to give voice to the friends of your clan, those who may speak in your name. Here, friend of Wenxavier. Take my seal and go and meet Glendan. But you must convince him and no doubt pass many trials. Many monsters and traps are hidden on the path you seek to follow.
Thank you, Katasak. Why are you helping me?
I do not wish to lose the one who placed his life in my hands. And you have already shown me your friendship.
I hope that Glendan will allow you to meet this god, cousin. Leave as soon as you can. Godspeed.
Have no fear. I'll do whatever it takes.
Dobra, i teraz będziemy mogli tam wejść, nie wiem czy pamiętacie. Dobra. Mamy tą pieczęć, ona nam pozwoli na wejście do namiotu, budynku, szopy, szałasu. A, generalnie jeszcze zmniejszyłem trochę tekstury. No i teraz zamiast tam tych 60-70 klatek mamy 100, 110, 120. Grafika się niewiele zmieniła, powiem, a gra działa zdecydowanie płynniej. Więc taki zabieg pod koniec gry. Ja wiem, czy się, nawet tutaj nam nie kisi, a zawsze nam kisiło. Wrota serca. No i tutaj będziemy mogli teraz wejść.
You have returned. The rule is still the same, you know.
Here is the seal of the Denegad Katasak of the village of Wenxavier.
And so you are a trusted friend of the great healer. He must see your true face and find it worthy. Enter. You are welcome.
I give you warm greetings, Glendan. I am Disarday, legate of the Congregation of Merchants.
Your merchant congregation sways me very slightly from my path. But you are a current of Katasak. His trust in you makes me stop and look at you. What brings you here?
I seek a remedy. My cousin, as well as many other people on our island, suffer from a terrible sickness. We think that only Enormil Frichterman can help us find a cure.
Really? And Katasak sent you to see me?
He told me that the only way to meet with your god was to come and see you. You would judge our worthiness.
Judge your intentions? Yes, that I can do. But even if I should do this, you would have many trials to pass. For the path you seek to follow has only been tread but a very few times, and you are the first Renaigse to set foot upon it. We must begin where everything begins. There is a trial, the trial of water. It will show us the reflection of your soul.
What must I do?
You must go to a cavern And tell me what you see on the seal you will find deep in its center.
And this cavern is guarded, I suppose.
That is true. But the simplest solution is not always the best. It is a path with many forks. I hope you will prove that you understand the spirit of our people and our island. Go now. Show us your true face, and return purified by the waters of the cavern.
Dobra, ukończ próbę wody.
Can you tell me anything more about the role of the...
We gather here at every long night and every short night. During these nights, the clans are in disagreement and come here looking for wisdom of the council, and of course also the High King. Those who have complaints against their mal may also be heard here and find justice. And when important events take place, if the balance is threatened, then we also meet here, so that the wisdom of all might be...
Dobra, nie
Can
będę...
you tell me
We
anything...
do those, and when so that the...
Przepraszam, nie to.
I must leave.
Kuala Elamance. Dobra, idziemy zrobić tą próbę wody. Jeszcze chyba...
You have spoken to Glendon as you wanted. What more can I do for you?
I was asked to pass the trial of water. What do you know about it?
I have never passed it. Only those who must reveal their soul walk this path. The High Kings and Queens. It is a tremendous honor given to you, Renaigse.
Do you have any
Nice.
advice to give me?
I only know that the trial can be passed in many ways, and your choice will reveal the makings of your soul. One way is through strength, the other by ruse and heart. But I know no more than this. The trials are kept secret. Anything else?
Nie.
Nothing else, thank you.
Good luck. And do
Dobra. Ruszamy tutaj. W międzyczasie nam się jakieś misje tutaj pojawiły. A, obietnice wyryte w kamieniu. Misja od Siory się nam pojawiła. Ale na razie robimy to. No teraz kurczę, płyniutko to chodzi. Jednak te 60 czy 70 klatek, a 110, 120 jest różnica. To dużo. Także jak ktoś tam pisze artykuł na portalu o grach i tam cieszy Michę, że gra dostanie 60 FPS-ów, to mnie trochę to śmieszy, bo to jest taka granica minimum, a nie szczyt rozkoszy i szczyt szczęścia.
These beasts are feeding on this carcass. If we manage to pour some sleeping potion,
Mikstury na scenę komu? Nawet nie mam mikstury nasennej. Dobra, nie będziemy się bawić, to jest mikstury nasenne. Nawet czegoś takiego nie mam. Idziemy, bijemy ich po ryju.
bit of poison on my blade, and let's go! Let's see if you can ward off this fate.
No, 33 poziom. Fajnie. Te jaskinie mogły być jakoś bardziej urozmaicone. A tutaj utrzymuję puste skały.
This room is full of beasts that the natives call dorsitats. They seem to be resting. Perhaps we can pass if we know. A bit of poison on my blade, and let's go! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
No to u mnie będzie próba siły. Wszystko wykonujemy
You can ward off this fate!
siłą. Czyli walczymy. Powiem wam, że pomimo tego, że zmniejszyłem trochę te tekstury, to wcale gra nie wyglądała brzydziej. Ale jest zdecydowana poprawa w jakości klatek. Co to jest?
Hey, are you still with us? You have that same empty look, just like when you spoke to that tree.
I had a new vision. Yes. And I suppose that it was the key to a new ritual.
We're listening. In that cavern, with the trial that awaits us, we should leave nothing to chance.
I was in the sky. I was floating, carried by the wind. And it was a cold feeling. I was high up, and it was getting colder and colder. I felt my blood freezing in my veins. I fell to the ground and spun slowly. And then the sun warmed me. Suddenly I bounced on the ground. And I was taken by the bubbling current of this creek. Then, just like before, the vision dissipated. And I was suddenly with you again.
On tutaj mówi, podawał tą zagadkę, ale już wiecie co, nie będziemy tej zagadki rozwiązywać. Zrobimy to po prostu tutaj w inny sposób. Będziemy walczyć i tyle. Weźmy tą furię ataku szybkiego. Ale pancerz... Coś ma dużo pancerza. Brak pancerza, dobra. Dobra. Próba siły, ukończ próbę wody. Nie zdążyłem zapisywać. Ukończ próbę wody, porozmawiaj z Glendanem o próbie. O, tu jeszcze coś nieodkryte jest. A króciutka ta próba wody. Wszystko zrobiliśmy siłą, więc chyba ja raczej...
I congratulate you for passing the trial. Enter.
And so you have returned. Can you tell me what the seal deep within the cavern brings into your mind?
A face in the mountain of Tirfredi.
Then you have seen the true face of the island when looking into her waters. And the island has seen inside you. You have given the blood of the animals that protected the entrance to the passage. You have chosen strength a first time. In the second room, you have awoken the Dosentats to better best them. And in the end, you have forgotten the ritual and confronted the guardian that protected the seal. This says many things about you. You have sided with strength. It is one path that others have chosen before you, but it rarely leads to wisdom. The island saw your courage, but also your brutality.
Am I authorized to encounter Enormil Frichtemann now? To present him with my request?
If the High King agrees, yes. We shall not oppose that decision. Only a High King or High Queen is allowed to open the sanctuary. I warned you. Your voyage is far from over.
I suppose that I'm going to need to convince them as well. Where can I find them?
I do not know. And I believe that it may be another trial on your part to find the one you seek.
Is he hiding? Has he been captured?
He disappeared several months ago. Since then, we have not heard from him. He was worried about the Renaigse. The last people to have seen him, I'm told, were the most important chiefs of the clans here at the council. There was Deirdre, Blatnid, Ulan, and Dunkas.
I fear that Queen Bladnid can no longer help us.
Yes, we have learned of her fate. Some battles cannot be won twice. Deirdre is the Mal of the clan of the Storm Warriors. You will find her in the village of Vedlug.
I've already met her. She sent me to confront a guardian.
That sounds like her. Ulan is the Mal of the village of Vignamri, near the coast. It is said that he welcomes the Renaigse. As for Dunkas, he leads the Vigigidor. He is the chief of the Earth Healers. His village is not very far from the Didekidan Nadages.
Very well. I will go and see them. Try to find this High King. Thank you, Glendan.
Kłałamsek. I hope that you will find him.
Dobra, próba wody ukończona, 2000 expa wpada. Mamy punkt umiejętności, punkt talentu. Alchemiczne trzęsienie ziemi. Zwiększa efekt wytrącenia z równowagi spowodowany przez alchemiczny. A to nie mam odblokowane. Większe obrażenia zadawane przez alchemiczne mikstury drzewiowe. No nie mam to już co wybrać, przyznam szczerze. Chyba, że odblokujemy sobie pułapki albo polski pierścień magiczny. Dobra, na razie to może zostawię to. Dobra, robimy kolejne zadanie fabularne. Porozmawiać z Constantinem o sanktuarium. Obietnice wyryte na kamieniu. Czekajcie, bo mam punkcik chyba tego, nie? Talentu. O, proszę państwa. Wigor. Na razie zostawiamy to w pokoju. Króciutka misja. Pałac gubernatora. Oj, oj, oj.
Lieutenant, I demand an explanation. Tell us what is going on. We haven't heard anything about Lord D'Orsay's condition in spite of our inquiries. We are extremely worried. And then all of a sudden one of his guards appears, shaken and on his own, though he is part of his retinue.
Please, allow me the chance to shed some light, my lady.
Your soldier is nothing more than a coward for abandoning his highness.
Tell me, what is going on?
This soldier has just reported in. He is asking for reinforcements. He believes that Lord D'Orsay has been attacked.
He believes. He ran here without full knowledge of what happened firsthand.
I was sent on patrol far from the camp, but I heard screams from men and from beasts. I wanted to return to camp, but then I heard a deafening sound, grinding like a landslide. I thought then it would be best just to go and get help.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You are dismissed. I would like to have a discussion with this man alone.
Yes, sir.
My lady, could you lead these fine people into the hallway, if you would be so kind?
Certainly. I deplore this embarrassing turn of events, but know that you have my full support in all circumstances.
In the interest of avoiding a general panic, tell me precisely what happened back there.
Your cousin ordered us to escort him beyond the town limits. The islander convinced him to go on some journey.
By islander, do you mean the denegad that came to treat his affliction?
Yes, a strange bird. Missing more than one feather, you ask me, sir. I was ordered to set up patrol along a small path, rather far from the rest of the company. I was told to protect our perimeter from anyone wandering along. According to the islander, it was the only access to their planned destination. I did my rounds for quite some time. Not a soul came along. But then I heard cries a ways off, and I went running to help. I heard an enormous crashing sound like an avalanche of rocks. So then I turned right back around.
And you ran all the way here? Do you know precisely where the company was when you heard these sounds?
No, not precisely. I hadn't gone there. But I could show you where I was posted. The islander said they were following the path, but he was quite a ways ahead when I lost sight of them.
Why didn't you go and look for yourself? To see if they had been buried by a rock slide?
What? Alone? What could I have done? It seemed of greater urgency to go and get help.
I'm still having trouble deciding if cowardice or intelligence got the best of you. But that's a question for your superiors. My cousin was quite weak. Do you know why he decided to follow the denegad?
His Highness was feeling much better. The potions that he was drinking must have been potent. I mean to show no disrespect to His Highness, but that islander had the high ground in the War of Wits. I wasn't privy to their counsel. I haven't the beginning of an explanation for the expedition, but your cousin was all full of enthusiasm and ordered that we set out as quick as we could make ready.
That sounds like him. What sort of mess has he gotten himself into? Again?
I am sorry, sir, but I don't know anything else I could tell you.
Dismissed, soldier. Looks like I'm going on an expedition.
Thank you, sir.
Śladem Wielkiego Króla. Obserwacja. Przypytaj przywódców klanu Dedre, Ulan i Dunkasa. Poszukiwanie Constantina. Znajdź Constantina i ją z jego eskorty. Czekajcie, co tu z tymi zadaniami się tu porobiło? Poszukiwanie Constantina. Może to być. Znajdź Constantina i obóz jego eskorty. Dobra. Ruszamy. Co to było? Co tak? Kto to biegł? No, mamy się dziś wynieść, więc musimy tutaj iść, żeby użyć szybkiej podróży. I znowu tracę, kurczę, 25 sekund. Czy tam 20 na... O! Do legata des serdec kongregacji, wasza miłość, posłaniec powiadomił nas o przybyciu delegacji jego wysokości księcia de Wespe, na której czele stoi jego córka. W miarę możliwości proszę o twój jak najszybszy powrót do New Siren. Nie wiem, w jaki sposób zareagować na dość niepokojące pojawienie się tej rodziny na Tier Free, mając nadzieję, że mój list znalazł cię, panie, w dobrym zdrowiu. Oczekuję twojego przybycia. Madame de Morong. Kuba, otrzymasz dostęp do The West of Conspiracy. Poznaj nowy region wyspy Ter Fridi. Zmierz się z nieznanym wcześniej przeciwnikiem. Zręcznie porusza się w sieci intryg i udaremnij spisek zagrażający równowadze sił. Nic nie będę kupował. Bo gra jest średnia. Chyba, że nawet jakby mi dali za darmo ten dodatek, to pewnie też bym w niego nie zagrał. Dobra, gdzie my tu mamy iść? Dobra, przynajmniej jesteśmy w miarę blisko. O! Jest dead. No teraz gierka chodzi mega płynnie.
It wasn't a landslide that did this, but combat. A deadly one. I sure hope our little governor has escaped the carnage.
Search the zone. Let's see if we can find any clues as to what's happened here. The tents were lacerated by what looks like claws, and there are traces of blood everywhere. Some of these men must have been attacked in their sleep. By beasts? Most of the weapons are missing. Our soldiers wouldn't have taken a rest without defenses. Our soldiers were attacked by surprise, and there were animals among the assailants. However, our men reacted properly. They were armed and they fled as best they could. There are no bodies, and no sign of Constantin or Catasac's presence here. Perhaps they were in another place, and the soldiers wanted to join them. We need to follow the tracks.
Dobra. Ruszamy śladem.
This area has been trampled. An entire stampede passed by here. Our soldiers must have fled the zone and taken this path followed by their assailants. This is a sacred place of a native cult. No doubt this is where Catasac and Constantin were going. There are bodies, and without a doubt there was fighting here. Search the place. Let's see what we are able to find. The corpses of both men and beasts. These soldiers fought dearly until the end. Neither Constantin nor Catasac are among them. Crater, without a doubt caused by an explosive potion. The soldiers might have been carrying them. They must have been desperate to have taken such drastic measures. This blade is a native ritual knife, and this bowl contained a potion. Someone wanted to perform a ritual here. Could Catasac have found a better means to alleviate Constantin's symptoms? Constantin and Catasac must have been visiting this place. Perhaps performing some sort of healing ritual. When the attack took place, the soldiers intervened, and many fell during the fight. But a group was able to escape down this path. We need to continue following their tracks.
Dobra. Myślałem, że będziemy mogli, raczej będziemy musieli otworzyć te wrota, ale tu jednak tutaj było dla spidersów za ciężko dorobić trochę mapy, więc poruszamy się znowu 50 raz po tej samej ścieżce. Ja pierdzielę. O, tego tu nie było ognia wcześniej.
These trees look half calcinated, as if they were exposed to immense heat.
No.
These weapons are in terrible condition. Whatever did these men come up against? Another burnt tree. This path seems to have been scorched in flames. More signs of an explosion. I can't believe that our soldiers could be carrying so many explosive potions. These poor soldiers were torn to pieces. Animals again? Or something else?
Jacy porozrywani, kogoś nawet krwi nie ma na sobie. Ja pierdzielę, jaka ta gra jest niedorobiona. Daj pan spokój. Nawet ładnie chciało im się ciała rozczłonkować. A ten gada, że jest rozczłonkowane i... Kuj.
It looks as if a group met up with them and took this path. There was more fighting over here. There are not only the corpses of our own men, but where could these other soldiers have come from?
These are coin guard, but I couldn't tell you if they served the Bridge Alliance or Teleme.
Dlaczego to wszystko nie jest bez krwi? To walka trwała tydzień temu i deszcz spłukał krew, czy jak? Masakra.
More signs of explosions. But what were they doing with all these explosives on them?
Bo mieli taki kaprys. I zabrali ze sobą tyle. Czekajcie, bo mi oko napierdziela. Gdzie są tu jeszcze jakieś ślady? Nic tu nie widzę. Cholera.
There are footprints. Only a handful made it up to here.
Wiecie, dobra. Pchnąłem skrypt do przodu, teraz tutaj idziemy zobaczyć.
Path stops on this overhang, and despite signs of a skirmish, I can't see any sign of Constantine or Katasach.
Czekajcie, czekajcie, bo tu mamy.
Green blood, my friend. Do you need?
I must leave. I don't recognize these men. Still more unknown soldiers. Could they have been responsible for the attack? This one is carrying a letter. Let's see. These vials look familiar. Katasach used the very same to stock his potions. He must have come here. I'm going to pick them up.
No i co, dotarłem do końca ścieżki.
These rocks were broken, as if they had taken cannon fire. What could have happened here? I recognize this sack. It's my cousin's. Oh, Constantine, what have you gotten yourself into again?
Nasz protagonista jest chyba obłąkany, bo do siebie gada.
According to this note, this troop came from an outpost of the Bridge Alliance close by. A patrol, no doubt. Could the bridge in some way be linked to this attack? That makes no sense. Very well, let's sum things up. Constantine and Katasach definitely came through here to perform some sort of ritual, but they were attacked. An attack obviously involving wild animals. And then there are these traces of inexplicable flames. Could it be magic?
You're thinking of Katasach? Frankly, I doubt that the healer could have transformed himself into an avenging monster. I admit that the attack of these animals is suspicious, but that he had any part of it.
I know. I can't convince myself either. But which other Denegad could have attacked? But regardless of who is guilty, I must find my cousin. We could return to Xavier to learn more. Perhaps Katasach returned there. Or maybe his Voglendai could tell us where to find him. We're also going to have to visit the outpost. Their soldiers were involved in the combat, or at least the end of it. They must have some stories for us.
I doubt that the Alliance would have decided to openly attack their ally. Don't forget that they owe their continued presence on the island to you.
And thanks to you, I know. But their men were there, on the cliff. And Constantine is no longer among us. Maybe those men are still loyal to the preceding commander. However, one way or another, Constantine is in danger. Let us be on our way without further delay.
No i widzicie, ja muszę się teraz kurczę wrócić do ogniska, żeby się przenieść kuźwa poza mapę. A nawet tutaj mamy się chyba przenieść. O, matko i córko. Tędy nie przejdę? Nie ma, że tutaj chyba nie da rady. No, bez szans. Nie, poza grę. A co to w ogóle to jest? Aha, bo to jest druga misja. Nie, zbadaj posterunek sojuszu. Co to za misja jest? A to jednak trzeba tam iść. No i widzicie, jakie to jest durne. Muszę znowu kurde się wracać. I to za całkiem sporą drogę. Ajajaj. O, matko, gdzie zobacz, zróbmy cięcie. Zajęło mi tu dobre kilka minut, żeby tu dotrzeć. Po drodze jakieś potwory były jeszcze tutaj przy ognisku. Okazało się, że jest jakiś liścik znowu z tym namawianiem nas do zakupu dodatku.
Colonials. You must have gotten lost to have come this far from nowhere. To whom do I owe the honor?
Desardet. I am legate of the congregation of merchants on this island.
A legate? Here? Pardon my dismay, but we don't get many official sorts around here. Captain Idris. I am the ranking officer in charge of this Bridge Alliance outpost. What can I do for you, sir?
I'm looking for Constantin d'Orsay, the island governor of the congregation of merchants.
A governor? Here? Whatever would he be doing in this rattle?
My cousin was part of an expedition in this region. His men and his camp were attacked. They nearly all died, but we found no trace of his body, which has us hoping that he may still be alive. Wounded and holding up somewhere, or even captured.
Have you cast your suspicions in our direction? I hope this is a joke. We've had neither reinforcements nor supplies for weeks. In my book, we've been totally forgotten. I wouldn't risk the few lives remaining to attack a governor's camp. I'm not crazy. I'm truly sorry for your cousin, Excellency, but we haven't seen him. And we definitely haven't kidnapped him. The region is dangerous. The natives are heartless. You should be looking in their direction.
You do know that we found the bodies of several men from the garrison up there, don't you?
How could you be sure?
One of them was carrying a note, signed by your hand.
And they are dead. I had hoped they'd have survived and would eventually return.
Explain yourself, Captain. What were your men doing on the cliff top?
They were monitoring the zone. They were to warn us of any troop movements. We have lost too many men to surprise attacks. We decided to take initiative and be ready. Yesterday, we heard screams and saw some strange lights up there. But I was hoping...
And you didn't go and see for yourself? You hear screams, certainly those of your own men, and you don't do anything.
So the last of my men give up their lives for nothing as well? You can think of me as a coward if you like. But me, I'm taking no more unnecessary risks.
Why do I have the feeling that you're holding something back from me? I can see how difficult your present situation has become. I'm certain you haven't been paid either for quite some time. I cannot solve all of your problems. But what would you say if I took care of that one, at least?
A little gold would certainly improve the morale of my men. One of the men I posted there returned during the night.
A survivor? Excellent. Did he tell you what happened?
He wasn't able to say a word. He collapsed unconscious 2 steps past the doorway. Our nurse sits with him, but there is little hope that he will come back to himself. His wounds are extremely serious. He's just refusing to die.
I'm sorry to hear that, Captain. Perhaps we could do something for him.
Go and see the nurse. Perhaps you can do something to help the poor boy. I can't take it anymore. To lose another man. Anything else?
Concerning the young man that survived.
Did you see the nurse?
Not yet.
Really? I thought that your cousin's life hung in the balance. This boy will not survive long if someone doesn't help him. Anything else?
I need to be going.
I would very much like to do the same.
Czekajcie, tu mam tylko kogoś wypytać. A przesłuchaj wersji ocalałego żołnierza, dobra. Zwróć uwagę, że tutaj nie ma żadnej możliwości szybkiej podróży stąd. Ajajajajaj.
What are you doing there? This is an infirmary.
I know. I've come to see the wounded soldier. The captain told me you might need my help.
That is very kind of him. But alas, it's a little late.
What are you saying? Is the soldier...
No, he still lives. But I've been asking the captain for weeks to escort me on a mission to replenish my stocks. I no longer have a single remedy. And now that we have a wounded patient, I can only wipe water on his brow and hope.
Do you know what type of remedy would allow him to survive?
Yes, at least I think so. It's a known potion that heals burns.
I see. Give me the recipe. We'll go and see that it's prepared for you.
Thank you. Because of you, this poor boy might be able to survive his wounds.
Dobra. Idziemy to zrobić. Świetny eliksir przeciw poparzeniom. Pytanie, czy w ogóle to mogę zrobić? Mogę. Zróbmy z tego z 5 sztuk. Nigdy nic nie wiadomo.
Were you able to concoct the potion against burns?
Yes, I was. Might we administer it?
Give it to me. I'll take care of this. We must wait and be patient now.
Will he make it?
I hope so. We'll know soon enough. This potion is extremely potent.
And if he survives, when could we speak to him?
Come back tomorrow at the same time. We'll know more then.
Very well. I'll come back tomorrow.
See you soon.
O
And
matko.
thank you again for your help.
Moi drodzy, ja muszę zrobić cięcie. No bo w tym momencie nie mogę nawet się przespać. Nie ma tutaj ogniska. Dopiero jest tutaj. Więc żeby was nie przynudzać i nie wydłużać tego bezsensownego grania, to zrobimy cięcie. Po prostu pójdę do ogniska i wrócę tutaj za godzinę.
Hello, soldier. How are you doing?
Better. A lot better. Are you the one who saved me? The nurse told me.
I simply prepared the potion that she told me how to make. Nothing more. Could you tell me what happened during the attack?
I will try. They're not really memories I'm fond to bring back. A lot of my friends died up there. We were posted up on the peak to follow rebel movement. It had been a couple of days when we heard sounds of fighting not far from our position. Men were screaming in our own language. So we went to see what was happening. Soldiers of the Coin Guard and an islander were trying to protect a young man. He seemed dire ill.
Constantin Katasak and his escort. Who were they fighting against?
Dozens of wild animals. They seemed completely enraged and intent on devouring them. And there were flames.
Flames? Where were they coming from?
I don't know. My friends and other soldiers fell one after the other. I didn't see everything. All was blood and confusion with beasts and fire. But I thought I saw another islander. Big. He's the one who took the sickened man. There was practically no one left on the battlefield. I was wounded and I passed out. I came to when I heard voices of islanders approaching. Rebels. I thought to myself, they're coming to finish off the wounded. I got up with difficulty and fled. I dragged myself here. And you know the rest.
I'm going to have to go and find these rebels.
You shouldn't do that. They killed all of my friends. You take a great risk.
That's enough. Rest now. You're still far from having recovered.
Yes, it's best I leave now. I've learned enough. I'll have a word with your captain. Goodbye.
O matko, przepytaj Aidana Wave. Co, czego nam to przepadło? Matko i córko. Przed chwilą gadałem z tym gościem i teraz muszę drugi raz z nim gadać. No ja cię pierdziu.
Excellency, I was told that you saved my soldier. Thank you. You can't imagine what this means to us.
Please. I did nothing more than follow the instructions your nurse gave me.
Did you learn what you needed to learn?
Yes. I was able to question your man and he told me what he saw. He and his company heard sounds of the attack and they went to investigate. My cousin's escort were already nearly annihilated by animals that jumped out from all sides. A strange sorcerer controlled them. It was he that took my cousin.
One of those rebel savages, no doubt. I knew that they'd be behind all of this. They must have learned that an important man was in the region and thought he would make the perfect hostage. I'm sorry. I would give you some men, but...
Don't apologize. I know where the camp can be found, and if my cousin is there, I will free him.
Like you freed the scholars. You're a good man, Excellency. Thank you again for saving my soldier.
I need to be going.
I would very much like to do the same. Safe journey, Your Excellency.
Głos nieboszczyka, no. Kolejne zadanie, raczej nazwa tego zadania jest dosyć taka straszna. Wiecie co, czekajcie, bo tu mamy śladami Wielkiego Króla. O matko. A to? Gdzie ja to mam iść? Tutaj. I tak, znowu muszę pójść tutaj, żeby się przenieść tutaj i żeby przejść tutaj. Ej, kurwa, jaka gra, no nie mogę. Wiecie co, kończymy ten odcinek, bo już mam dość tej gry. Naprawdę. Przepraszam. Podobno jak wykona się 20 zadań pobocznych, to wpadnie jakiś achievement. Ja tych zadań wykonałem więcej niż 20, nic mi nie wpadło. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 36, 40 zadań wykonałem razem z zadaniami dla towarzyszy i nie ma chyba tego achievementu. Czekajcie, bo tak, mamy tu jakiś punkcik chyba. Talent. Ja bym sobie wziął może do otwierania zamku, chociaż to jest głupie dosyć. Tutaj mam punkcik to, ale wiecie, jak damy trzeci punkt, to będzie achievement. Tutaj się zdobywa, mamy suma wydanych punktów 11, tu mamy 8. W sumie teraz będzie 9. Charyzma. Nauka. Rzemiosło. Dobra, dajmy to. Mamy achievement biegłość. Moi drodzy, to tyle. Ja tu sobie już przejdę po co nagraniem znowu na dół. Głos nieboszczyka. Przypytaj Darren. Chyba to zadanie rozpoczniemy ewentualnie śladem Wielkiego Króla. Może to drugie zadanie zrobimy w następnym odcinku. Dobra, dzięki za grę. To tyle. Trzymajcie się, hej.